Imagine a world collapsing. Roman roads crumble into silence. Cities empty. Fields lie fallow. A great forgetting sweeps across Europe. For centuries, this is the Dark Ages. But in the cold, remote corners of this broken world, a flicker of light persisted. Not in castles or courts, but in scriptoriums and herb gardens, tended by men who had renounced the world to save its soul. This is the story of the medieval monks, the forgotten paramedics of civilization. When Rome fell, it wasn't just an empire that died. It was a system. Aqueducts dried up, laws faded, and libraries turned to ash. But as the secular world unraveled, a new network emerged, the Benedictine monasteries. Under the rule of ora et labora, pray and work, these communities became islands of order in a sea of chaos. Their first act of salvation was not spiritual, but painfully practical. They became the archivists of a dying world. In chilly scriptoriums, by the light of a single candle, monks spent their lives copying, not just the Bible, but everything. The works of Plato and Aristotle, the medical texts of Galen, the geometry of Euclid. They copied Roman agricultural manuals, preserving knowledge of crop rotation and viticulture that would feed Europe centuries later. Each monastery library became a time capsule, a lifeboat for ideas. A scribe in Ireland might copy a text originally written in Greek in Alexandria, via a Latin translation found in a ruined Roman villa. The chain of knowledge was reduced to a single, fragile thread, held by the calloused hand of a monk. But they didn't just preserve the past, they innovated for the future. Isolated and self-sufficient, they became Europe's first experimental farms and hospitals. In their herb gardens, the Hortus Medicus, they cultivated not just food, but pharmacies, sage for sore throats, lavender for calm, mint for digestion. They compiled these remedies into illustrated oibles, the first medical textbooks of the New Age. They also mastered hydraulic engineering, building sophisticated watermills for grinding grain and forging tools, creating an early prototype of mechanical industry. Their greatest invention, however, was arguably the clock. To regulate their 8 daily prayer sessions, they developed increasingly complex mechanical clocks, instituting a regimented concept of time that would later govern the entire industrialized world. Here lies the beautiful paradox. These men who fled the world ended up redesigning its foundations. They sought God in silence, but gave the noisy future its blueprint. They renounced material wealth, but became stewards of humanity's most precious commodity, knowledge. They saved civilization not with swords, but with patience. Not by conquering, but by copying. Not by looking forward, but by conscientiously looking backward, ensuring the past had a future. So, the next time you glance at a clock, enjoy a glass of wine from a vineyard with ancient roots, or pick up a book, remember the chain of quiet, deliberate labor that brought it to you. It likely passed through the hands of a forgotten healer in a woolen robe, working not for glory, but for a duty larger than himself. What's one skill or piece of knowledge you possess that you are responsible for passing on to the next generation? Your comment below is your own scriptorium. Share it. Subscribe to be part of a community that remembers the quiet builders of our world.